Does anyone else remember this video? This video marks the beginning of the golden age of YouTube for me, 2006 to 2015. From Halo 3 to Fallout 4, this era was the greatest stretch in YouTube and I won't be convinced otherwise. Not only were most of my all-time favorite games released during this time frame, but nearly all of my favorite YouTube personalities came to be during this stretch of time. Allow me to tell you a little story. It was the year of our Lord 2006, and naturally the same year that The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion released. The game that was tasked with following up on The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind, and not only did they meet many players' expectations, they reached a whole new audience that prior to the Xbox 360 likely would not have had an experience with a Bethesda game release. Now of course this wasn't the first time that Bethesda released one of their games on console, seeing as Morrowind itself was available on the original Xbox, and Bethesda had other non-Elder Scrolls game releases on other platforms. However, many players of the previous console generation were on PlayStation 2 and did not have the ability to play Morrowind. So when Oblivion released, it was a phenomenon. I remember the first time I saw Oblivion. I was spending the night at a friend's house and his late brother was playing Oblivion right after release. I was absolutely enamored by the world. As a 10-year-old Lord of the Rings addict, this game absolutely blew my mind because it was the closest I had ever seen to being able to play something Lord of the Rings-like, aka medieval fantasy, that wasn't a movie tie-in game. I remember watching him escape the dungeon for the first time, discover the Imperial City, and encounter the adoring fan.
Vi?
But this wouldn't be the first time I'd experienced a game during this time frame that would shake up my entire understanding of what video games could be. Fast forward only 1 year into the release of the highly anticipated Halo 3. Coincidentally, the first time I laid eyes upon Master Chief and the Arbiter was at the same place, spending the night at that same friend's house. We would stay up way too late playing split-screen matchmaking and messing around in Forge mode. These memories are what the kids these days call a core memory. We spent the entire summer playing this game together, discovering new ways to play. Every other week, thanks to the custom game browser, we discovered games like Jenga, Duck Hunt, Infected. This not only extended the longevity of Halo 3 itself, but highly increased our enjoyment of the game outside of the standard multiplayer and campaign. A year after this gaming revolution, my family and I relocated to the other side of the United States. From the East Coast to the West, my life was flipped on its head. I was a young 12-year-old having to start over, make new friends, find new hobbies, and adjust from the country life to the city life. It wasn't too long until gaming came back into my daily life, and once 2009 rolled around, my parents blessed my brother and I with an Xbox 360 and a small stack of games.
God, now I feel bad because we got him an empty box.
Halo 3 was of course among them, but some Uncharted territory was also included. Call of Duty 4.
50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
This would be my first foray into the online gaming space solo. Every time I had played Halo 3 online previously, it was with my friend, but now I was on my own, and boy was it exciting. I'd played Halo 3 to death at this point, but Call of Duty 4 was completely new to me. I'll admit I was dog water when I first started playing the game. It didn't take me long to open up YouTube and search for Call of Duty 4 tips. And man, it felt like I was opening a portal to a whole new dimension. This would mark the end of my entertainment focus being on cable television. For better or for worse, YouTube was now my Saturday morning cartoons. I could type anything into that search bar and likely find what I was looking for. But on that day when I searched for Call of Duty 4 tips, I found exactly what I was looking for.
Hey guys, this is Blame Truth. One of my viewers suggested that I narrate or do commentary on my games from now on, so I'm gonna try it out.
Call of Duty 4 Free for All 7 M4 Carbine by Blame Truth. What many consider to be the first Call of Duty commentary. Blame Truth himself and this video format would shake the very nature of gaming on YouTube. People no longer were just uploading raw gameplay, but now with the inclusion of commentary. I was of course not satisfied with watching only one creator, so I kept looking. Sure enough, I found another.
Alright, so I had people request to do a commentary on a Call of Duty 4 game, so here I am.
Hutch's Yo Daddy, How to Play Free-for-All with a Sniper. Hutch instantly became my favorite. These discoveries changed my understanding of entertainment. I could now watch my favorite hobby online with commentary to boot. My addiction to COD commentaries would not end for years to come. I was always on the up and up for new commentators and watched Machinima Respawn religiously to ensure I never missed the next big commentator. From the Mark J to Mr. Phantasmo, I knew them all. There was nothing like this era of YouTube. But this is not where the story ends. Call of Duty 4 was only my most recent addiction. Rewind a few years back to 2008, my brother received an original Xbox with a copy of Morrowind for his birthday. However, this didn't seem much play for me at the time. But after my recent YouTube discovery in 2009, this would change. I was a kid, so it never dawned on me that Oblivion and Morrowind were part of the same series, but after coming to this realization, I was drawn to Morrowind in a way that I'd never experienced. And like with Call of Duty 4, it wasn't long before I was searching for Morrowind videos on YouTube. It was then I discovered the legend himself, Variax.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Interactively Play The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind with me, Variax.
This would be my discovery of Let's Plays, and in a way that I have yet to see duplicated. Let's Interactively Play Morrowind with Variax was a brilliant way for Variax to experience Morrowind in a whole new way while allowing the audience to have some control into how these videos played out. After my discovery of this series, I would refresh YouTube every weekend awaiting the newest release of this series. It wasn't long until I started searching for more Let's Plays of other games. It was then I would discover creators like Chugga Conroy. I didn't even own a copy of Super Mario Sunshine, but this didn't stop me from binging his Let's Plays, eventually catching up and being forced to wait for each new upload as well. This habit of watching these same creators religiously would not end for the foreseeable future, but would only evolve as my discovery of new creators would occur. Then came the creatures. I would first discover Kucher's point of view of the ever-famous Creature Treehouse Minecraft series, and after devouring every single episode I could, I would slowly venture to the other Creatures channels, and boom, I had a seemingly infinite pool of Let's Plays to enjoy. From Kucher himself to SSOHPKC, Uberhaxernova, Dance News, Junkyard 129, Gassy Mexican, Sly Foxhound, Z Royal Viking, Chilled Chaos, and of course, Spoonerism himself, I had never seen anything like this before. A group of friends frequently crossing over to each other's channels to play games together in a way that was not only entertaining, but created some of the greatest laughs I've ever had watching a Let's Play.
Wow. Oh my god.
I can't do this. I mean, this is incredible.
This group of friends is what I consider to be the beginning of the end of the golden age of YouTube.
Oh, not penis.
The year was 2012, and I had just pulled an all-nighter watching my first ever 24-hour livestream. The creatures were raising money so they could fund the boldest move I had ever seen on YouTube. They were going to move all the creature personalities to one house to not only continue to create their ever-popular Let's Plays, but to also venture into the world of real-life content. They would succeed in this venture. Not only did they fully fund their move, but they landed the sickest house I had ever seen. 3 stories, so much space and opportunity for skits, streams, pranks. Not all of the creatures completed the move. Some departed the group as a whole, but others were on their way. The creatures had only just begun. This house was merely the launching point to a growing audience. As they grew more comfortable together, you could see their content improving, becoming more and more silly, more and more bold, and all around just a joy to watch. I still go back and rewatch their GTA 4 free roam series amongst many of their other videos. Just a pool of friends messing around and having fun at games. It felt like I was sitting on the couch right next to them. And that was the magic. They managed to make videos that felt like I was part of the group. After about a year of creating content magic, they weren't done. They moved to a new house, and shortly after, Sly Foxhound would complete his move, and Immortal HD would be the newest addition to the group. I consider this to be the start of the greatest era of the creatures, but also the true beginning of the end. Alex and James would soon become glued to the hip, making countless Let's Play series together on top of the real-world creature content. They would start to experiment with series like Head to Head, a new spin on gaming content that was full of personality and hilarity, and would of course spawn the greatest meme of 2013, the Marshall face.
You wouldn't shoot a guy with glasses, would you? Wait, what?
After many videos and laughs, the golden age of the creatures would enter their final form, the office. The creatures had done what they set out to do, move their members to the same city and eventually establish an office space for themselves. They were going to be the next Rooster Teeth. They would go on to lean into live-action content from one-off videos like T-Shirt Gun to ongoing series like The Creature Easter Egg Adventure and The Creature's Road to E3. They had what I consider to be the greatest stretch of content creation in YouTube history. You truly just had to be there to fully appreciate what it was. 2015 would be the final year of the Creatures that we all knew and loved. 2016 would come and the downward spiral of the Creatures would begin, because Alex and James would depart the Creatures and create their own channel called Cowchop. And although Cowchop was great, it didn't maintain the same magic that the Creatures had for long. The Creatures would try to go on without James and Alex, and although Cowchop went on to be quite successful, their end would come only 3 years after their inception. And as for the Creatures, they would end production on their channel in 2017. I would say goodbye to potentially the most influential era of entertainment in my life. 2006 to 2015 was in my mind the greatest run in YouTube gaming history. From the creation of Call of Duty Commentaries to the beginning of Cowchop, I was blessed to be able to watch it all unfold. You may share the same appreciation for this time frame as I do, or perhaps there was a time in the past or future that you hold as dear as I do this period of time. But whenever that was, remember this, dear viewer. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.